So this is to prepare you for test 4-1. This is the review. So what do you need to know to be successful on this test? Well, you need to know how to put rational numbers from least to greatest or greatest to least. Make sure you read this direction. Arrange the ribbon lengths in order from shortest to longest. Red is 58.3%. Green is 7,500, which is 75%. Purple is 5.6. How do you build this to 100%? You times it by 16.6 or 16%. That's where you get 83. So it's a little more than 80%, which is 83.3%. And blue. Some of you may get tricked right here. If I cover up this 5, how would you describe that as a percent? 37%. So this is half more, so it's 37.5%. So which one is the shortest? This is less than half, so blue is less than half. So it's the least shortest. Then 58.3%. Then green is less than 83%, so 5. Plus another way to describe it is 75%. Let's think about it. Is 3/4, which is less than 83.3%. Number 2, Chloe purchased a bag of food pellets for the animals at the petting zoo. Chloe fed the goats 619 grams of food pellets, gave the calves 958 grams. She gave her sister 172 grams of food pellets for the rabbit. After the feedings, Chloe still had 100 grams of food pellets left. How many kilograms did the bag of food pellet weigh before feeding the animals? So I want to know the total weight of this bag. I want to know how heavy is this bag. So if I add up all of these grams, it adds up to 1,849 grams. If you look at your mathematics chart, a kilogram is equal to 1,000 grams. So 1 kilogram is 1,000. That means 2 kilogram would be 2,000 grams. So 1,849 grams is between 1,000 and 2,000. So we know our kilogram has to be between 1 and 2. So it's going to be 1.849 kilograms. So you have to know how to do measurement on the next test. Then the next part is you've got to know percent. That's why I put 2% questions on the review so you can prepare for percent. Lucy correctly answered 70% of the questions on her science form. She counted 14 correct answers on her paper. If each question is of equal value, how many questions did she have on her science homework? So you can solve it through a picture, a model. If the entire test, if you do every single question, that's 100%. Do we know how many total questions are? No. She answers 70% or 14 of them. Do you see a relationship between 70 and 100? No. Do you see a relationship between 70 and 14? I do. To break down 70%, you divide by 5 to get 14. So 100 divided by 5 is 20. Another way to do it is make a table. How do you write 70% as a fraction? 70 out of over 100. So the 100% means all the questions, so 14 goes here. So can I simplify this? Divide by 10, 7, and 10. What's the relationship between 7 and 14? Times 2, 20 questions on the entire test, which is 100%. On Monday, Mrs. Weatherford spent 15% traveling in her car. How many hours did Mrs. Weatherford spend in her car? There are 24 hours per day. So if I made a picture or model, 100%, if she was in her car 100% of the day, that's 24 hours. But if she's in the car for 10%, what's the relationship between 100% to 10%? Divide by 10, that would be 2.4. And how do you break down 10% to 5%? Divide by 2, that's 1.2. Now, how do you build 5% back to 50% times 3, 3.6 hours. You could do it with mental math. 100% of a day is 24 hours. 10% divided by 10 would be 2.4. And then what's 10% to 5%? Divided by 2, that's 1.2. And then how do you build it from 5% to 50% times 3? 3.6 hours. So what else you need to know? You need to know properties. The expression below represents the amount of money Jamie earned in 5 weeks after taxes. 5 groups of V minus 30. So I could draw it. I could draw a V minus 30 and draw it 5 groups of it. So how many V's did I draw? 5 V's minus 30, 30, 30, 30, 30 is 150. So 5V minus 150. Another way you could do it is replacing the variable with a number. Give me a number you want to replace V with. Let's say 30. 30 minus 30 is 0. 5 groups of 0 is 0. So which one will give me 0 as the answer? 30 minus 35, not 0. 5 groups of 30 is 150 minus 30. That's not going to be 0. 5 groups of 30 is 150 minus 35, not 0. 5 groups of 30 is 150 minus 150 is 0. That's why D is correct. So number 6, which pair expression are equivalent? What's 7 groups of 2x? That's 14x. Is that the same? No. So if I have x minus 5 and I add 8 positive, that'll be x minus 3. X minus 5 plus 8 is 13. Are they the same? No. If I have 2x's minus 6, 2x's minus 6, 2x's minus 6, 2x's minus 6, that's 4 groups of it. I drew 8x's and negative 24. C makes sense. While this one is x plus x plus x plus x is 4x's. What if you do not like pictures? What if you prefer something called using values to help you solve it? Because I know in my 8th period, they love using 10 as the value. I don't know why, but I do. So I'm going to use 2. Are these going to be the same thing? 2 groups of 2 is 4. 7 groups of 4 is 28. 9 groups of 2 is 18. No. If I replace this with 2 and replace this with 2, I definitely know this is not going to be correct. 2 minus 5 is negative 3 plus 8 is 5. 2 minus 13, that's going to be negative. No. If I replace this x with a 2, replace this x with a 2, 2 2's is 4 minus 6 is negative 2. 4 groups of negative 2 is negative 8. 8 groups of 2 is 16 minus 24 is negative 8. That's the reason why they're equivalent. Number 7. Isaiah says 3 groups of x plus 3 is equivalent to 3x plus 3. Is that correct? So 3x plus 3, I drew it. That's 3x plus 9. No, that's not correct. So Ron is correct. But you can do it with algebra tiles. You can represent a number. So if I replace this x with a number like 1, and this one with 1, 3 groups of 4 is 12. 3 ones is 3 plus 3 is 6. Are they equivalent? No. That's why Ron is correct. So what else do you need to know in the test to be successful? You have to know the difference between expression and equation. If you look at the word equation, you see equal. An equation is equal to something. Equal to an answer, a value. Expression is just a problem, like 2 plus 12. The sum of 2 plus 12 is expression. It's just adding 2 numbers up. Did they answer it? No. This is an equation because it's equal to negative 3. So we have everything. Twice as many cookies. So it's like twice the cookies. And what is it going to equal to? They didn't say. It says an expression. The distance kitten ran is 2 more miles than distant Ryan ran. So can we find the answer to Keaton? Yes. You just have to figure out what Ryan ran and add 2 more miles to that. That's why it is an equation. It's telling you that Keaton is equal to what Ryan ran plus 2 more miles. So number 12, you are going to order pizza from Pizza Pub. From previous order, you know that a cheese pizza costs $10. Each additional topping costs $2. So complete this table. So these are toppings and costs. If I just buy a plain cheese pizza, it will cost me $10. If I add one topping to it, it will cost $12. If I add two toppings to it, that's 10 plus 2 plus 2, that would be $14. If I add another topping to it, it would be 16 and 18. How to make a graph? So I made a graph right here. And next thing. So what is the equation? Can you represent the as an equation? What is the relationship here? How do you, what is it changing by? It is changing $2 plus $2 for every topping. So we know our equation will be y equal 2 times x plus what? So 2 times 0 is 0. What do I need to add it to get 10? 10 more. Or 2 times 1 topping is 2 plus 10 is 12. So that's why it's y equals 2x plus 10. Let's think about it. It costs $2 times the number of topping plus the $10 for the basic cheese pizza. That's why this is the equation, y equals 2x plus 10. So number 13, find the constant of proportionality. You have to know how to do it. What is another word for constant proportionality? Hopefully in 7th grade you like using this word, but in 6th grade we use something called unit rate. What is the number of movies, the time it takes to download per movie? So we got to use the word per. We're breaking it down. So how would you break this down? This is, let's see, this, 4.5, 5, 5.5, 6. So this is $4.50 divided 3 movies. So 4.5 divided by 3. If I do 4.5 divided by 3 goes a 1 time, 5 times, so it's 1.5 movies per minute. Wait, this is wrong. Download it takes 1.5 minutes per movie. So that's how long it takes to download the movie. It takes 1.5 minutes to download per movie. So if we wanted to check our work, so 1.5 goes right here, and that would be 3. So do you see a pattern right here? So every movie, it takes 1.5 minutes. Another 1.5 minutes. 1.5 minutes. So that's the constant of proportionality here. And I think that is, oh, we have 2 more questions, 15 and 16. SAG tracks his community service for Boy Scout. Last month, he provided 4.5 hours of service per week. Complete the table below to represent the constant rate of Zach's service. So in 0 weeks, he does 0 hours. In the first week, he does 4.5 hours. In the second week, he does another 4.5, so it's 9 hours. In the third week, he does another 4.5, that's 13.5. And then the fourth week, he does another, so it's 18. So what is the relationship between, is it adding or multiplying? I believe we're multiplying by 4.5 to get the hour, so it's multiplicative. Can you write an equation to represent the constant rate of change here? So what are these numbers about? These numbers are the number of weeks. What letter do you see here? So some people will write it as W times 4.5 equal hour. But do you know a better way of writing this? H equals 4.5W, or H equals 4.5 groups of W. So by the end of the week, Zach recorded a total of 20. By the end of week 5, so if I go up week 5 here, would that be 25 hours? So his rate remained constant in week 5. Let's see. So in 5 weeks times 4.5, be 4.5 times 5 25 carried to 2, that's 22.5. So they said is 25 survey weeks. So no, it is not correct. It should be 22.5 hours, not 25 service hour. Because every week it keeps changing by 4.5 hours per week. And that's what it's changing by. All right, that is what you need to know for the upcoming test, test 4-1.